Okay. So I am like 99% certain we have everything all nice and set up here. Hope everyone's doing well today. Let me go ahead and pop into where we actually need to be, which is over here. Okay. Hello, everyone. Howdy, howdy. It has been a second. Let's try and adjust this mic so it's a little less in the way here. Let's see here. And then we're going to keep talking and testing with it a little bit here. You know what? Let's just put it here. Awesome. This should do the job just fine. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, I hope everyone's doing well today. Let's actually bring this just a little bit closer to our mouths here. Okay, so now I should be able to be heard properly without any much issues there. We've got camera set up. We've got our music going. PP, hello, Mist. And so usually I would start with going ahead and doing the dailies, which is the Wordle connection, all that good stuff. But I actually already did them this morning with my girlfriend. So instead, we're just going to hop straight into it. And this is quite simple. I have a lot of thoughts and a lot of opinions on men's clothing in particular. As someone who's been wearing men's clothing for, my life. And so we are going to go ahead and rank every type of t-shirt that a guy can wear. I am going to put a link once I upload this onto YouTube to do this yourself, but we have a lot to get through. I believe we have a total of 57 t-shirts to rank. And honestly, that's just because there's a lot of different ones that I think are important for kind of encapsulating every type of guy. And to be honest, this is not the order I had put them in. So you're going to see a lot of the graphic tees with similar themes kind of behind them aren't together. And I just didn't want to go through manually reordering them in here. So we're just going to go ahead and live with it. But I do have a little cheat sheet for myself to pull up in case I get a little bit confused on which shirt I'm looking at. And if anyone can chat, you could do me a favor. Let me know if the music's too loud or anything. I was playing with it a little bit beforehand. We should be all set there. Without wasting... Oh, wait. Let me actually make sure I'm recording here. Okay, there we go. Forgot to hit record. We are doing t-shirt tier list. I have a lot of different opinions on what shirts are good and the kind of different vibes that I get from guys who wear these kinds of shirts. I am not speaking for the perspective of any women who might wear these same articles of clothing, mainly because I can't speak to that experience, right? But I can speak to the experience of wearing these as a guy and seeing guys wear these. And let's not waste too much time here. We're going to go ahead and not do them in order as they're listed here, but kind of whatever grabs my eye. And we're going to start with guy who wears Rick and Morty t-shirt. I'm going to put it up here just so you guys can see it a little bit clearer. Rick and Morty t-shirt guy is possibly one of the worst guys. I knew a lot of them, especially in high school. I see them a lot in my classes now. It's shocking that this might be the most like socially acceptable animated shirt I see people wear in public. And I have never had a good interaction with one of these guys. They're easily going to go into whack playlist. And as I say that, let me go ahead and let you know what our tiers are here. Instead of your S, A, B, C, D, we have the homie at the very top. Then it goes kind of based, harmless, kind of cringe, whack playlist, jail, and death penalty. And we will be changing the playlist as we go along here in case any of my feelings on any of these change very strongly throughout the course of the stream. But I just can't see myself genuinely putting Rick and Morty t-shirt wearing guy and anything above Whack Playlist. Honestly, I think as the stream goes on, I'm going to be more comfortable putting him into jail, but we'll stick with this for now. Next up, let's go for something clean, not offensive. You can't see super well. It is just a plain white t-shirt, and the color does matter here. Plain white t-shirt, I would actually leave kind of here in the kind of cringe. And the reason I say this is I think a lot of people, or is this harmless? No, I think I might have to stick with my gut reaction on this and put it kind of cringe. It's fine, but I don't know. It almost always looks better to me to have a cream color, unless you're going for like hard contrasting colors like a black and a white. Just this specific shade of white isn't doing it for me. I never want to see someone with it in public. I'm like, come on, literally wear most of these other options and you're okay. Except for this right here. This, if you are not familiar, it's not gonna lie, I thought we were gonna do like shirt types, not graphic tees. No, that's a different stream. Is like different types of tops, because I think that was the original idea. But then I saw how many types of like graphic tees there were, and I was like, this has to be the stream in and of itself. Also, let me know if the music's too loud. I think it's good, but this is like an ash gray shirt. I don't know a better way of describing it. And if you've ever seen someone wearing this kind of shirt, hi Austin, you'll know what I'm talking about. I can hear it, but it's not overpowering. Awesome, thank you. So with this kind of shirt, it not only looks a little weird, but it is, I swear, always the most uncomfortable material type I've ever felt in my life. I can't see a reason why anyone would wear it. It looks weird. It's got that like static kind of style to it. And and a lot of these graphic tees you see, the base pattern behind any of the like prints on it is this. So for that, I have to put it in jail. It is truly the most awful. I hate it. I'd rather like a plain white than seeing someone wear this. If someone wears this, I don't even want them to interact with me. I have a negative opinion on them. But speaking of negative opinions, let's go to, what's another fun one here? You know what? The reason we're doing this entire tier list is going to be the guy who wears the green Triforce t-shirt. The one I had growing up was a little different from this. It was just the big yellow triangle, or I suppose rather the Triforce on there. It's not the worst, right? I think it kind of depends on how old you are, because I think if you're like 13 and under now, no one wears this, right? Like, I don't think I've seen a kid wear this in a really long time, but I do see older guys wearing it. I think it's like kind of 25 and up age group wearing this. I think this is kind of grown with its generations. As a kid, I would put this at kind of base. Like, oh, you're a nerd. You're not ashamed. You know, it's kind of cool, kind of sick. As an adult, it's arm. Here's the thing. I don't want to say it's kind of cringe, but what I will say is that every single time I see someone wearing one of these shirts, I will point it out. If not, you know, I wouldn't say anything to them, of course, but I will think to myself, oh, they're wearing the Zelda shirt. You know, like, I will always notice it. And oh my gosh, it's going to be even worse if they are wearing the brown cargo pants, or the cargo shorts, apologies. Then it goes into kind of cringe. But for the sake of 12-year-old me and all the other mid 30-year-olds out there, we're going to put this in harmless. Now this is very simply titled the Zoomies t-shirt. And you might not know what I'm talking about, but it's the like weird, mainly black and white prints without a lot of like, I don't want to say without theming behind it, but it kind of just is a shirt to have a shirt. It's like, oh, what if someone made a shirt like for this that was the, theater masks, but instead of just normal masks, they were creepy and crazy ass clowns. Like, that's what this is. And there's a lot of shirts like this in the varieties. This is honestly gonna have to go straight into kind of cringe. I think you have to really style it for me to not think it's like the weirdest thing ever. In fact, it might even go down a whack playlist. I have never been happy to see this shirt like ever. I'm always just like, no, like you really can't pull that off, especially if you're wearing like normal jeans with this. Again, I definitely think there's a world where some of these are cool and you wear the right accessories within, it kind of goes hard, but generally this is whack playlist. Speaking of, so I'll give this little spoiler. This shirt says, "If lost, please return to my wife." Now, I would like to put this out there. When I thought of wife shirts, this was not the first thing that came to my mind. But for the sake of being a little, I don't want to say sensitive, but this is not the type of shirt I mean. This is partially it, but it's a lot of those shirts that is, maybe a little mean and insinuate something about the relationship between the wife and the husband, assumedly. And I think it's whack. No, it's kind of cringe because a lot of these shirts usually speak in reference to how they don't like their wife. And I'm like, you just picked bad. I don't know. That's on you. Like, why are you with her? You picked someone you didn't like and then you married her. You just made poor choices, and I hate that you're making this everyone else's problem by wearing it on a shitty Amazon t-shirt. And so that's why it honestly goes down to jail, actually. Just how annoying do you have to be to wear a shirt that basically says I hate my wife, right? A lot of them do, whether directly or indirectly, kind of just say that. And that's why I have to put it in jail. There's not a lot much more to say about it. This here is a shirt that says relax. I don't hate my wife. Don't have a wife, but we're kind of wrapping a lot of weed paraphernalia into one kind of shirt here. It's kind of cringe, right? I think it is never awesome, right? It's always kind of, oh, also, Mist, let me know if you can hear like a fan or background noise, because I have some stuff set up to stop that, but let me know if it's not working. Kind of weed paraphernalia shirts, they're usually just like weird and cheesy and like try to look unnecessarily tough, and I think you're trying to buy into a certain aesthetic that maybe doesn't suit you the best if you have to wear a shirt that literally says I am this. I can't hear anything besides you and music. Awesome, thank you very much. So weed paraphernalia shirts gonna go into kind of cringe. It's gonna be tough for me to ever see it as anything but this one here is the, and I want to say I don't think everyone knows about this kind of shirt. This is a Virginity Rocks shirt. I would like to say I do not know if that is a brand or if that is a type of movement for something. And even more so, this shirt, the Virginity Rock shirt, at least for me, I saw a lot more women wearing these shirts. Did I see guys wearing it? Yes. There was actually a version of this that was camo print and then said Virginity Rocks in the same font and everything. This isn't, do you have Antisocial Club on here? You know what? I am so glad you said something. We're gonna, we're going to do that really quick here. We're gonna add that. Wait, just one moment. Antisocial social club. I totally forgot about these shirts. Last night I was seriously like pondering for maybe an hour, trying to find different shirts to put in here. Let me see if there's a good image for me to use. Here we go. Antisocial club. Right on. Here we go. We are going to we're going to edit. Get this out of here. Add an additional image. We're going to downloads. Give it just one moment. Okay. I'm actually so glad you said that. I seriously have not thought of those type of shirts in a minute. Let's see. It should come. Okay, here we are. We're back. The antisocial club shirts. Wow. What a catch. Good one. Antisocial social club shirts. Now that we're here. Oh, sorry. Virginia Rocks. I actually didn't mean to leave this in harmless. This is kind of cringe. It's not even the message necessarily. It's like, I don't know. I think it is posing as like a very good thing for the sake of being money and okay, let me clarify what I mean. Sex stuff is complicated when you are a young teenager in high school, and you know, this kind of shirt actually I don't think is a bad thing at all, right? But I hate that it's a t-shirt that some awesome corporation is making like a bunch of money off of, and is something that is kind of taking advantage of young youth. So for that, I'm putting in kind of cringe. And then right next to it, we are just going to put the antisocial social club shirts. These shirts, truly awful. I think it's the worst version of this. It's people who want to make it clear that they are different and not like fun and sociable, which to me is not a good thing to be at all. But they love it, right? And these shirts, they sell, right? They sell really well. And which is why I'm surprised I totally forgot to even kind of pull it up. Because I've seen a lot of people with these kinds of shirts, right? But they're, I don't know, super, and I hate to say it, according to Google, Virginia Rocks shirts are from a YouTuber and started as a joke. I did not know that. I'm trying to think if that changes anything for me. No, I don't think it does. I think I can say with confidence, no. Like, I'm still kind of like, this is still lame. Because in fact, that makes me dislike it more. Now it goes into whack playlists. Because now it's a YouTuber who I'm assuming I don't like. Right? Let's just put it out there. A lot of them are very controversial. I like it even less. Antisocial Social Club, not a fan of it. This honestly is where we kind of stray from what this tier list is supposed to be. This is a V-neck, not a graphic print tee at all. Danny Duncan, I don't know who he is. I have no idea who that is either. I'm going to be honest with you. But the V-neck, this is obviously a very deep V-neck, right? Most people wear V-necks, don't wear them this deep. If I'm being honest, I think they're harmless. Again, this deep is probably jail, right? Generally harmless. They don't go that deep. They're usually like an inch or two below the crew neckline. Totally fine. Actually, we're going to put it down into jail because this is a specific picture I chose. Next up is the tuxedo t-shirt. Very popular to me as from the, I believe, the music video Rude by Magic. Why You Gotta Be So Rude is the key line in that song. That is the type of shirt they wear. They all wear this kind of shirt. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, when I was 13 or whenever that song came out, I was like, this is kind of tough. This is kind of cool. And I can't really explain why. I don't know why. It just reminded me of. Wait, what? Just penguins remind me of Suits. Mr. Popper's Penguins? I don't know what that is. Is that a show? But the tuxedo t-shirt, and this might be a hot take, goes into kind of based. I think, oh, it's a movie. I think genuinely, if you are a guy who is wearing the tuxedo t-shirt in the great 2026, there is no one like you, right? You are a personality to be held. I honestly love to see it, right? This is a shirt I see in public. I will compliment the guy. I go, hey, nice shirt. I like it. So that's why it's going to stay up there. Next up is a Tupac shirt, but this is kind of meant to be just any general rapper in the game. This also is going to lie in Harmless right next to the Zelda t-shirt. It's not offensive. It's not my favorite. Some of them look really good. Some of them look really bad, which is why we're going to leave it here in Harmless. One moment. Sorry about that. We are back. Oh my goodness, my hair. Okay. So, let's fix the camera a little bit here. Okay. My hair looks absolutely ridiculous now. Going back to it. Let's see here. T-shirt tier list. Tupac t-shirt. I think it belongs there. Again, I think it generally would go in kind of based, but I've seen so many that are like very obviously like done by AI and look really, really bad. I think it started to take over the industry of these kind of shirts, which before would go into kind of based, but because of, I think, all the negative press I personally have about it, it's going down into the Harmless category. Next up, tie-dye t-shirts. Honestly, I wish I had a tie-dye t-shirt. Like right now, I would probably be wearing one. I think it's silly. It's a fun little DIY thing. A lot of people did them as like camp activities or as, you know, kind of summer fun keepsakes. A generally harmless shirt that I kind of wish I had. So for that reason alone, it's going into kind of based. Next up, you know what? I wanna jump ahead to a different one here. This is an American flag t-shirt. Kind of cringe. I don't think there's anything wrong with loving your country. That's totally fine. T-shirt's a little tacky, right? Can we agree? It's a little tacky. They usually just don't look the best, and a lot of them have this like kind of faux faded look. I don't really get it. I think it's meant to make it look like tough and vintage. And actually, you know what? This is jail. Like, I'm thinking of if I saw these guys together, I'd be like, yeah, they're friends and I hate them all, right? These are all people I would never want to interact with. So faded American flag t-shirt guy, he goes into jail for sure. This is guy who wears tank top. I do not see Frog and Toad on the list. I wish I had you there last night when I was brainstorming these. I came up with 57 shirts, and I did not come up with Antisocial Social Club and Frog and Toad, which is crazy because I own like three of them. This is a tank top that sits way too low below the armpit, and it's specifically Hurley, and the guy is like pretty athletic build. Kind of cringe. He's not someone I'd ever want to hang out with, but if he was at an event, I could probably talk to him and we'd have a conversation, and I wouldn't like walk away from it. But when I did walk away from it, I would definitely tell people like, I just talked to Trevor. That guy's a fucking story, right? Like, who invited him? Like, right? Why is he here? And so for that reason alone, he's probably gonna be sitting in the kind of cringe category. Next up, Supreme t-shirt guy. This is just the logo, but that is all that is on the shirts, and it's super tiny, and the shirts cost like $85 retail, or maybe even more. I don't know. I would never buy one of these. Supreme shirt. That guy's gotta go down into whack playlist. I think a lot of people bought into the hypebeast stuff, especially people of my generation. I remember being 16. And truthfully, not gonna lie to you guys, I kind of like these for a little bit. And then I kind of like grew up, I think, and like got eyeballs, and I was like, yeah, this isn't really for me. Which is why I don't own a Supreme t-shirt. Also, I think I might be a little bit too smart to spend $85 on one of the most unimpressive designs ever made. Next up is the striped shirt. And there are blockier stripes that I think look good on people, but this is the very thin striped shirt. This shirt reminds me of Greg Heffley, the Diary of a Wimpy Kid guy. Let me pull this up here. Greg Heffley. We're gonna pull him up. I don't even know. Let's do this here. You can see here that Greg Heffley, this is a before and after picture of him. Can you actually see it on stream here? Yeah, you can see it. In this picture, it's even like a blockier shirt. But I don't, I'm going to be honest, Greg Heffley was not a good guy. As a kid, you like him because he's cool and he's the main character and he responds to a lot of the feelings you have. Genshin Impact, I did not know that. But it reminds me of Greg Heffley and how much I hated Greg Heffley and how he's kind of like a total jerk, especially to Rowley, who's just a kid who kind of wants to hang out with him and be friends. So it's going into kind of cringe. A lot of you, if you can't tell, a lot of this is personal bias and emotions that I had from kind of growing up. This one here, Star Wars poster. Oh, you know what I'm realizing I might even be able to do? I wonder if I could open these in Chrome so that way you guys can get a better view of them. Let's see here. I'm looking for the Star Wars shirt. Let's go ahead and open this. Yes. Okay. Here we are. I've found a way to do this. Okay. So, Star Wars shirt guy. It is not the worst. This is the specific shirt I'm thinking of. There's probably like 100 of these shirts. Honestly, I think it's kind of based. I really do just like the art of these old shirts. I think they look cool. I like the old cover art for like the boxes and whatnot. I just think it's awesome. It looks cool. Especially if it's like old and faded and not like got the Target branding on the back. I'm like, oh yeah, you just have that, or like that was your dad's or your uncle's. I think it's kind of based. I appreciate seeing it. Next up is any kind of sports memorabilia. I wanted to see if I could open that. Let's see here. Any kind of sports memorabilia here. I picked the 49ers. That's just a team somewhat local to my area. I don't hate it. I don't love it. Truthfully, I'm not a sports guy at all, so it'd go down to kind of cringe because it's outside of what I consider to be the norm, at least for me socially. But realistically, it's harmless, right? I don't make a lot of assumptions of someone when I see this shirt. Unlike this next shirt, we're gonna skip around a little bit here. This is a Flame Skull t-shirt. I'm not gonna be pulling up the full image every time because I think it was specific to the Star Wars shirt. The Flame Skull thing. You are either 68 and you ride a motorcycle, or you're like 17 and the most annoying guy ever. It's just not a look. I think the motorcycle guys kind of rock it and they make it look good, and especially if they have awesome long gray hair and it's in a fucking ponytail. Good on them. But generally, it's going down into kind of cringe. I just don't like to see it, especially on younger dudes. Oh my gosh, I'm realizing right now the vertical stream has been messed up this whole time. Well, welcome back. Uh-oh, my bad. Anyways, wow, how did I end up doing that? Okay. Welcome back, vertical stream. So, back to the t-shirts tier list. Spider-Man t-shirts, specifically ones with like the cool comic art on it. I think it's cool. I don't feel the same way I feel about like the Star Wars t-shirt guy, because you see the Star Wars t-shirt doesn't take up the whole shirt. I think when shirts take up the entire space on it, it looks a little tacky, so it's going down into harmless. But generally, whatever. Would I interact with like, okay, here's the thing. I would not say anything to any of the guys in Harmless. Like, these are guys I wouldn't even talk to. But if they were at a party, I could get along with them fine, right? It's whatever. Sonic t-shirt guy. It's a little different than the other, like, pop culture stuff, like comics and Star Wars, only just because I think these shirts actually do have, like, a style to them that is specific to the shirts, and not just kind of taking art from the comic book / TV posters. But still, I do not like it as much as the Star Wars guy. Sonic's got to go down a little bit. Actually, no. I feel like I could hang out with a guy who wears a Sonic t-shirt, and we'd get along, and we'd talk about how much Nintendo games have changed over the years, and how they keep falling off no matter how much community backlash there is. So it's gonna stay in kind of based for me. Now this shirt was not a shirt I had thought of. This is actually my girlfriend's idea. I was talking to her last night. I was trying to come up with shirts, and she was like, well, what about like sex shirts? And I was like, sex shirts? And she's like, like sexual innuendo shirts. And this shirt, I won't zoom in on it, is that this guy fucks. And it's 2 arrows pointing, or 2 thumbs pointing back at you, I guess, the wearer of the shirt. I think I've maybe seen less than a guy a year wearing the shirt. It's whack playlist. What are you doing? Come on. It's especially because most guys who wear this are like late 30s, early 40s. Like, I've never seen like a teenager wearing this, right? Or like an early 20-year-old. It's just got to go down into whack playlist. What are you doing? Be an adult. Next up here is, I lost it. This specifically is an In-N-Out t-shirt, but what did I label it as? I think I called it restaurant t-shirt, and it's not the same thing for a very specific reason here. Let me look. I did. Okay, so we are going to treat this as like restaurant t-shirts. So this is like your local diner that sells t-shirts of the diner itself. I think it's fun. I think it's cool. I don't have a problem with seeing it ever. In fact, I think it's quite fun. It goes in a kind of based. You have some local pride. It's a little faded. But you know what? It's like, maybe you run into someone while you're on a road trip and they go, oh my gosh, I have that same t-shirt at home. It was my cousin's. And you're like, oh, well, your cousin used to live in Massachusetts or something like that, and you could speak to the local kind of area in the scene. And I think that's kind of a fun shirt, something that allows you to connect with other people. So overall, we're going to put that in a kind of based. I think it belongs there. It's earned its title. Next up is Spiral Rainbow Tie-Dye, which is not the same as this kind of what I call faux tie-dye, honestly. This Spiral Rainbow Tie-Dye is cool. I actually also like this. It also goes into kind of based for me. I think like these shirts is cool camp counselor. Right, the cool one who's gonna give you all the love, the energy, who's gonna keep things going well. I've actually been talking recently about how cool I think camp counselors are. And I don't know why I recently have been thinking about camp counselors so much. Let me fix the camera here on the vertical stream just a little bit. But yeah, I like that tie-dye t-shirt look. Let's see, who's texting me here? Okay. Next up here, we are looking at the Punisher t-shirt. And here's some truths coming out from me here. Growing up, I wore the Punisher t-shirt. I had a Punisher t-shirt and I wore it in middle school, which was roughly the age of 13 to 14 for me. I thought it was cool. I thought it was kind of based. Actually, I thought it was the homie because I was like, oh, he's like edgy, anti-hero. You know, the concept of an anti-hero at a very young age is a very like a very cool, very alluring thing. And so I loved it, right? I wore it like kind of often. It was one of my go-to rotation shirts. My hair is looking ridiculous right now, but whatever. Oh, okay. That being said, that is not who the Punisher is anymore, right? Socially, the Punisher is America t-shirt guy, but worst. I think, is this my first death penalty? No, it's gonna be jail, because the Punisher t-shirt is effectively the same thing, right? It is I Love America, which there's nothing wrong with inherently, but I think the America shirt is tacky. But the Punisher t-shirt is like, I'm also a badass and I'm willing to get shit done. It's trying to like being tough, right? And I think any shirt that you wear to make you look tough is really stupid and lame. Especially the Punisher, right? Because he's not someone who would super love authority or anything like that. He's a guy who, from my general understanding, I've never read the comics, but from anyone I've talked to who loves the comics, they're like, yeah, he's kind of kills. Like, he's a vengeance for vengeance sake, right? He has his own moral code that does not follow any rules pre-established, whether socially or lawfully. So I think it's lame when people wear Punisher shirts now, because he's like on the back of pickup trucks of F-150s, and instead of one of the teeth hanging down being white, it's blue. We'll leave that comment where it is. Polo t-shirt. Harmless. I don't hate polo. Again, this actually isn't a t-shirt, I guess technically. This is a polo, which is a separate thing from a t-shirt entirely. It's gonna stay probably in harmless. I don't often have negative feelings. In fact, does this go up into homie? Because I'm realizing it's at least kind of based for me. And the more I'm sitting here, the more I'm like, it might be the homie. Yeah. I had a coworker at a previous job. I worked in a women's shoe department at a Macy's. This guy was awesome. There's a specific guy in my head. Won't say his name. Unlikely that he hears anything. Well, it's all good things I'm saying. He was such a good and earnest guy. Very fun. Very good energy. So you know what? Because of him, putting him up in the homie. And you know what? While we're sitting here talking about it, local restaurant, or honestly even In-N-Out t-shirt guy going, no, I don't mean that. Do I mean it? Yeah, you know, I mean it. Those are the homie right there. And honestly, same thing. Maybe not with the rainbow tie-dye, but with like the kind of faux tie-dye look. These are the homie. Those are guys who I would actively hang out with. Like, if I had these guys in my class, we'd probably be talking. Next up, this is a Pokemon button-up. I didn't do a Pokemon t-shirt because I feel like I see Pokemon button-ups more offensively. And if you can't guess, this is going down to kind of cringe. I think if you are wearing it, trying to pass it off as like an actual nice button-up, you go down to like whack playlist, or honestly even jail. I've been to some like button-up events. Not events. That sounds very formal, but like places where you're supposed to kind of dress a little bit nicer, some nicer restaurants. And the amount of times I've seen people wear this as like a nice shirt, and they're wearing like slacks and decent shoes with it, but they're wearing a Pokemon button up, right? So to me, it's got to go down to not jail. It'll hang out. We've now got an entirely different music thing. Nintendo DS Chill Mix. Yeah, why not? So it is honestly just a little bit cringe there. I don't know if this wait 1 second. We're gonna come here. We're gonna pause the stream very temporarily, just so I can get us a music playlist that I know is not going to get us copyright striked. Okay. And we're going to come back in here. Okay, there we go. There we go. Uh-oh, let's see. What's this? What's this? Here we go. Okay. Going back to it. I think we put Pokemon button up here and kind of cringe. Nirvana t-shirt guy. And this, I want to say, this is specifically Nirvana t-shirt guy. This is not band t-shirt guy, which is also in here. Nirvana t-shirt guy. Here's the problem. Nirvana is a very popular brand, a lot of popular music. They've held a lot of songs in the top charts. I don't listen to them, which is going to already give me a sort of kind of bias, right? An implicit bias into how I feel about people who wear these kind of shirts. But it's harmless. It's harmless. It's fine. It's whatever. Who cares? Next up, Nike swoosh shirt. This is very specific. A lot of you might have not encountered this guy. Where I work, won't say where I work. I encounter this guy a lot. Guy who is like into fitness, and dare I say, on average, at least in my experience where I work, pretty well off, and they're kind of jerks about it. They don't treat others. Oh, just knocked that over. Here we go. I raised my monitor a little bit here so I'm not looking down so much at the screen. Generally, I don't have positive opinions about this guy. I just don't. I think a lot of the times when I see these guys, I am hoping that they don't come into the store. I'm hoping that they don't interact with me, but they oftentimes do, and they're kind of really annoying, and they're rich, and they wear not a Rolex, but another really nice kind of watch. And they brag to me about how they work in AI, and I'm always like, okay, cool, man. I don't really care. And they're wearing like shorts that are a little bit too short, and maybe a little bit too small on them. I honestly just never really been a fan. One moment here. I'm gonna take a quick drink. Sorry about that. We're right back. I hate this guy. I really do. Especially because usually they're a little bit tight fitting. Again, I have no problem with like people who take care of themselves and like kind of want to show off their figure. I think, all the power to you. But it's just, this isn't the shirt to do it in. You automatically are like a worse person in my head, right? This is a Naruto shirt. This actually doesn't have Naruto on it. It has, I believe the character's name is Minato on it. Naruto shirt guy is harmless. I'm not gonna have an issue with him. We're probably gonna get along just fine. I don't really like Naruto. It's a show that doesn't stick out to me. I gave it like, I think 50 something episodes, and it just didn't really stick in my head. It's good. It's cool. I get why people are into it. It's just not for me. But that's not the reason why it's going harmless. I think This is an inoffensive anime shirt. That is what it is, right? There's anime shirts on here that are much worse that we will get to, I promise you. But this is a whatever anime shirt. And I'm going to reorganize the list a little bit here because there's some things that kind of should be put together that we're going to go through a little bit here. Earlier, we talked about Nirvana t-shirts. Then there's band t-shirts. And I'm doing not your Green Days, not your, Sum 41s or whatever. This is local band who you went and saw. I'm a big sucker for like supporting local things, especially artists. I love this. When I see this, I go, cool. I don't know that band, and I'm assuming it's local. If I talk to them and they tell me that it is local, or they have a buddy who's in it, or they have a family member who's in it, I automatically think much higher of the person and honestly of the band. It doesn't mean I'm going to listen to the music. If I'm being totally honest, I have a very strict taste in music, I would say. But I do like to see it, right? I really do. And so for that reason, it is going into kind of based. It's cool, right? I'm like, oh, heck yeah, good on you. You know what's not kind of based? Dr. Pepper people. Dr. Pepper people are a weird cult that swear by Dr. Pepper. I don't know. Let's see if we could actually raise this a little bit more here. Oh, let's fix the camera really quick. Let's see if it turns right back on. Give it just one moment here. We should be back. Uh-oh. Give it one moment. We are back. Okay. So going right back into it. How off is this camera now? I don't remember quite how it was before, but this is going to have to do. Dr. Pepper people are so insufferable. And I mean this when I say every guy I've met who wears a Dr. Pepper shirt or who would wear a Dr. Pepper shirt like this deserves the death penalty. They are some of the most obnoxious people ever. They think very highly of themselves. They think themselves above the opinions of others who like Coke and Pepsi and whatever else have you. I genuinely, I hate Dr. Pepper people. I cannot stand them for the life of me. Death penalty, without a doubt. That shirt was actually going to be the first one that goes on there no matter what. Controversially, Mountain Dew people. Well, I want to say this is a Mountain Dew guy, right? Because Dr. Pepper, guy who wears Dr. Pepper shirt is a Dr. Pepper guy. Guy who wears Mountain Dew Baja Blast shirt, I want to say kind of based just to offend Dr. Pepper that much more, but realistically it goes into harmless. I actually had a guy when I worked at the women's juice selection. He came in all the time, not into my section, not my section specifically, but just kind of into the store, and he wore this shirt. Apparently they made shorts for this, shoes. I don't know if those were custom shoes he had made, and then a hat, all in the same style and colorway. He wore it every single time I saw him, and I probably saw him at least 4 or 5 times a month. He was a Dr. Pepper guy. Good on him. It's not for me. Sorry, not Dr. Pepper. Mountain Dew guy. It's fine. Goes straight into harmless. Monster Energy. This one is very similar energy that I'm getting from Rick and Morty. Alternative, but not in a cool way, and in an annoying and I'm better than you kind of way. But different from Dr. Pepper guy. It stays in Monster stays in whack playlist. You shouldn't be drinking that much caffeine, and I hate to be telling people what to do. And remember, I'm not speaking. I think this tier list changes entirely if it is for non-male presenting people I've met, right? A lot of these numbers do kind of change around. But for Monster Energy, guy who wears this shirt, stays in whack playlist. This is a Minecraft Creeper shirt, this next one. I think, as a kid, it genuinely was the coolest thing ever to wear a Minecraft Creeper shirt, and to this day, it is stuck with me. I don't know what it is. I think, and it might be nostalgia. Like, it fully probably is. and it stuck with me so well that it stays kind of based. It stays cool. Like, yeah, that's awesome, man. Like, that's so sick that you're wearing that shirt regardless of how hot Minecraft is for you in your life, but you just think it's so fun to wear this graphic on you and you kind of want to represent it with your style. I love it. You know, keep it. It's based. Meme shirt. Jail. And troll face isn't the first thing that came to my mind, but it is the first shirt that came up. It's any meme, like, ever. Like, and I kind of mean this. Any meme as a shirt, I think is not cool, not funny. I've only maybe seen one ever that I thought looked decent. I think I'm not a fan of, like, meme culture in general. I don't like the meme songs. I'm sure there's some that stick out to me in my head. Like, I don't like meme songs. I don't like meme, like, music videos or stuff like that. I just don't find it funny. I find it a little bit cringe. And you know what, being honest, it does belong in kind of cringe. No, whack playlist. Next shirt. I love my girlfriend shirt. This goes into the homie tier list. Do I have any bias because I have one of these shirts? Probably not. I think this is pretty objective. It's cool. You should love your partner, regardless of girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever have you. Loving your partner, being part of that is a great thing. I think it belongs there. I think it properly belongs in the homie tier list. Next up, long sleeve shirt. Again, a little bit outside of the context of what we're talking about in terms of t-shirts. This one is a very nice long sleeve, I will say. The one I have picked in this picture, but I'm imagining one that's a little bit thinner, a little less nice. It's also got that ash gray look to it, like 99% of long sleeves, especially if you're going to like Target, Kohl's, you know, all your kind of basic shopping places. It's kind of cringe, especially if it's not cold. If it is cold out, long sleeve is, I don't want to say the norm, but like almost expected. I would never have a second thought about it. If it is like above 72 outside, do you really need to be wearing the long sleeve? Like I get some of it's, sometimes it's a fashion choice. Honestly, I think a lot of people are just trying to look cool. And again, this is a personal bias thing that is perhaps a little bit out there. How are we through an entire playlist already? There is simply no way. Let's try this again here. What is up with our music situation? Yeah, no way did we get through all these songs just now. All right. 1 second, you guys. We are going to pull up our next bit of music here. Give it just a moment. Let's see. We're looking for this. Okay. Back to stream. Here we go. Okay, we are back in. Anyways, let's actually get back to this here. What shirt did we just put down? Long sleeve, kind of cringe. If it's above like 74 out, you don't need to be wearing this. Again, that's 74 Fahrenheit, obviously. Next shirt is, and this is another shirt that I think is maybe not very common and maybe not a lot of people have seen, but I have seen a lot of, and I've interacted with a lot of these people. Sorry, I didn't mean to hit you guys there. Is the hello shirt in many languages, and there's a lot of shirts that kind of encapsulate this energy. This is, think like a live laugh love shirt, like that as a shirt. That's what this is, like very specifically. That is like what I am talking about here. I've never been a fan of it. I don't really get why people wear these kinds of clothing in general. It's very tacky, it's very lame, it's kind of cringe, kind of perfectly slots into that that rank there. And now this next shirt, I have to pull it up. This shirt, and before anyone sees this, this is a tacky, and that is a very important part of this, tacky religious shirts. Immediately goes into whack playlist. Especially, and this one doesn't say it, I am talking about the religious shirts that also say something beyond just I'm religious. I'll leave it there. A lot of them say something else that use their religion to justify some type of hatred or bigotry. And so it belongs, honestly, in jail. It belongs in jail. I didn't want to include one of the shirts that actually I had in mind, so I decided to go with this one, which says something about Jesus being the goat. Next up is Japan shirt. And this is just guy who went to Japan and has like cherry blossom kind of aesthetic going on. I hate it. This one's funny because it actually physically says Japan on it, which a lot of them don't. Japan shirt is going to probably not sit very highly for me. I do think it's cringe. I think it's a little bit tacky. So it goes kind of cringe. I said the word cringe, so it kind of fits in there. This is shirt that is like, this one says I survived summer 2025. This specific shirt, cringe, but the idea behind the shirt is shirts that is like, if you ever watched Man versus Food growing up, like I did with Adam something, I can't remember his last name. You would know that he was a like food kind of like challenge guy, and he eat all of these crazy meals. Oh, let me fix this. Uh-oh, bad news. Camera might be out of commission for the day. Give it just one moment here. I'm gonna give it one last try. We are giving it one last shot here. Come on, give it just a moment. Camera's out of commission. Awesome. We are gonna have to figure out a new camera situation soon enough. Give me 1 second here to move this out of the way. Hello. Okay, we are back. No camera. So sorry to everyone who's watching with that. Let's go ahead and fix up just a couple of things here since we no longer have the camera functionality at our disposal. We're gonna adjust the vertical stream a little bit as well. Awesome. There we go. Sweet. So, getting right back to it. With the I survived like food challenge or roller coaster or a water park thing, I think it's fun. I think it's cool. There's nothing wrong with it. It's very inoffensive. Again, another shirt similar to the local restaurant shirt. I think it's honestly just, it's cool, right? And especially sometimes the places will have like intentionally kind of goading names, like you know, I survived the big meat, right? And then you kind of have to ask when you see the shirt that says I survived the big meat, you got to ask like, all right, what's the big meat? Like, you can tell me about it. And they tell you, and it might not be the most interesting story, but you saw a cool shirt. So it's kind of based, right? I appreciate seeing it. Sure. This is another one. Completely blindsided me. Totally forgot the shirt kind of even existed. My girlfriend had to remind me of it last night. The I Love Boobies shirt. Now this shirt is another one that I doubt is worn. Uh-oh. This is getting ugly. Uh-oh. We are going to keep this like this. I should not have messed with this at all. We're going to center it once more. Here we go. Okay. So with the have fun with your stream. My friend Mistoria, she's going live and doing her own stream right now. She was texting me and I was just responding to her about that. Sorry about the little delay there. I heart booby shirt. Totally forgot this existed. This is another whack playlist. Why would you wear this? I think people thought it was like funny and kind of counterculture to wear a shirt that said something that was kind of like, I don't know, perhaps crass in some weird way. I just thought it was lame and like not cool or funny. Similar to the meme shirt. What are we doing here? This is Harley Davidson shirt. It reminds me of the Zoomy shirt and the Flame Skull shirt, where I think it's cool if it's on an older guy, but I am kind of talking about people that I am more surrounded by, and that's people kind of closer to my age range and mid-20s. And I don't know, it's gonna go in kind of cringe with the Flame Skull. They really are two sides of the same coin here. Another shirt that I think is of a bygone era, like the I Heart Booby shirt, is the gamer shirts, and I know they still exist. This one is Gamers Don't Die, They Respawn. It's stupid, but you kind of have to give it some respect. Here's the thing. I don't see a lot of people my age wearing this shirt. This one, most people I see wearing this are like 12. And that's when I think it's cool. And honestly, same thing with the Fortnite shirt. In fact, these go into kind of based. I love when I see a kid wearing one of these shirts. I'm like, hell yeah, like gaming's still hot. It's still cool. Kids still want to wear these awesome shirts to talk about it. Why not? You should wear that, right? You should wear an awesome shirt about your interests. Dunder Mifflin shirt. I do not like The Office, and the problem honestly isn't with The Office. If I had seen it standalone without anyone telling me their opinions on it, I would probably think The Office is fine. But the amount of people I knew in high school and even my college classes who will say to my face that The Office is their favorite show, I now associate it with a person who has no media literacy. Or you've never seen another show ever. I think it is not a great show. It's like, it's fine. It's great background noise. Oh my gosh, it's such good background noise. Same thing with like Friends and shows of that type. Is it Jail? Yeah, it's Jail. No, it's Whack Playlist. They didn't do anything inherently wrong, I guess. But they're just someone I don't want to see or kind of interact with. And I'm actually going to move Rick and Morty down to Jail. I think they have done something wrong. The show's not for me. It's just not. Drake t-shirt guy. I'm sure if this was 2018, this is like kind of base or even the homie. I have never really listened to Drake, so I've always had a very neutral opinion on him. I would probably put him on harmless because of recent events. He's going down. It's a Whack Playlist. Sorry, you lost the culture war, man. As someone who doesn't listen to Drake, all I know is people now do not have the greatest opinion of him. This is a shirt that a lot of people were gifting each other in these past couple of years, and it's shirt that is like your dog or your cat or your pet printed on there. And it's harmless. I think it's cute. You know, yeah, why not? Have a picture of your dog on you. That's fun. There really isn't anything wrong with it. I think nothing wrong with loving your dog, right? God forbid. This is a Hers Mickey shirt. Usually you'll see this in a pair where the wife has this shirt, except it says his, and the husband assumedly has the shirt that says hers. Another kind of, this is harmless, right? I have gone to Disneyland and I see people wearing this and they're like in their late 40s and it's cute, or honestly even like their mid to late 30s, and I'm like, yeah, it's not offensive, you're not really hurting anyone. Use both really in the best of interpretations, love the idea of magic and whimsy, right? In the worst of interpretations, care more about, maybe a anti-Semitic agenda. But again, that's a lot more extreme. So we'll leave it here in the harmless category. This shirt. This is conspiracy theory shirt. And this one says conspiracy theory. Or sorry, it says conspiracy theorist with theorist crossed out, and it says realist instead. This is the least offensive conspiracy theory shirt I've ever seen. A lot of them are really bad. And some of them, a lot of them, are very blatantly racist. This is a death penalty shirt. Because, and honestly, this specific shirt is totally fine. It's just, I don't know. It's the idea of the other shirts that exist, because a lot of people don't have this shirt. They have the shirt that says a conspiracy theory and very clearly states their opinion about a certain group of people that they blame for whatever issue they find important to them. This is death penalty. This is college shirt. Like, I'm wearing a shirt from the college I went to. This one's harmless. And I can't put kind of based, despite it actually being a little bit tempting, because I own a sweater of the college I go to. But I think it belongs in harmless. It's the neutral, right? It's the lawful neutral of shirts. This shirt here, and you might think it took us way too long to get to it, is a plain black t-shirt, which you might think goes with the plain white t-shirt. In fact, does not. It goes down a whack playlist. It is worse than plain white t-shirt. Think plain white t-shirt. I don't know why this is. People do not style black t-shirt as well as they style white t-shirt. Like the general public and the area that I live in, black t-shirt is like chaotic neutral. I do not like it. I do not want to see it. Like, it is so incredibly imperative to me that I don't see someone wear that in jeans and their beaters. It's a fine outfit, right? Like, and I'm not gonna even shit on it. Like, I've worn that outfit, like, personally. But what's happening is a lot of the gym bro type, similar to the oh wait, what was the other shirt we talked about that was kind of for gym bros to wear really tight? I can't remember. Oh, it was the Nike shirt, except I think this is actually worse. A lot of people who work out, who are younger, and that's where I'll leave that. Like, your teenagers, come, and this is where I'm going to sound a little boomer, a little bit of a crotchety old man. If someone comes into the store I work at and they're under the age of 18 and they're wearing this and they have their gold chain out and they have the broccoli cut hairstyle, I don't like them. Like, there is kind of a pre-racist, but I always give benefit of the doubt. I'm like, they're just kids. Like, right? What am I doing? I'm being such a dick. And then they will then proceed to be the most annoying little shits I've ever had to encounter. At my current store, this is much less of a problem, but at every other store I've worked at, these kids are rampant. Like, truly, I don't know who let them out. So that's going to be an easy whack playlist for me. This shirt right here, and you guys probably can't see it, and this is going to be one of the ones I do fully pull up for you all to see. This is the world's largest shirt. Jail. Waste of material. Why would you make a shirt that big? I think it is quite bad and a waste of a lot of good fabric. Could have been used to make actual t-shirts. This is stupid. Of course, if I'm being real, this is fine and whatever, and like a fun concept, but I don't like it. Probably is in trash heaps right now. These last three are all anime themed, right? We did the Naruto shirt, which I believe we put into harmless. Yeah, right here. This is a Dragon Ball shirt, specifically a Goku shirt. This goes to kind of based. And the reason I believe that is it's the same reason when I see someone wearing a Superman shirt. Goku's not a Superman type, right? He's not. Again, I don't want Dragon Ball. Not the same vibe. But he's a strong, cool guy who has good energy. And anyone I met who wears a Dragon Ball shirt, especially like this type, like this specific styling in public, has usually been very friendly to me and actually very understanding as a person. 1 second. Just kidding. Thought I heard something. There was in fact nothing out there. It is usually a very positive person that dons the Goku shirt. And so that's why it's going to go into kind of based. This is like crying / sad anime girl shirt. Whack playlist. Super annoying. This is crying Bart Simpson. I'm trying to think of other characters they do this with. Crying Bart Simpson and other types of such characters as their profile pictures. And it says sad, and it has like a weird gray static filter over it. I hate it. No anime girl shirts, please. They're usually just not good. There are ones that look fine, I guess. This is not one of them. A lot of them do look like this, so that's why it's going to whack playlist. Last but not least, and I'm not going to explain it in case you don't know what it is. This is an Ahegao t-shirt. I believe that's how it's pronounced. This is Death Penalty. It is anime content, not for children. And you might be thinking to yourself, well, that's crazy. Who actually owns this shirt? 1 in every 15 people at my middle school. I swear to you, this seems like propaganda and like no one actually wears it. And I think these days it's probably a lot less common. It ran rampant at my middle school and was truly one of the ugliest things that I've ever seen. And it's gross and it's weird. And I remember a lot of students at first kind of got away with it. The teachers didn't know what anime was. It was kind of like, whatever. But then teachers started to like really take a look at the shirt and they're like, hey, what is that? Like, that looks really inappropriate. Some people tried to lie their way out. I think enough people got kind of fastened up to it. And this is what it was, right? It's very... It's just lame. It's gross, man. What are we doing? I've also seen a lot of people wear these shirts that also have a hoodie and sweatpants to it. And it's all the Ahegao print style. I don't know why, right? It's the weirdest thing ever. But it is a shirt that exists, which is why it ended up on the tier list right here. It's not nice. It's very repulsive to be. I mean, I'm a fan. I don't know you. Hello, Johnny. I'm a biggest fan. I love the pattern button up. Wait, I'm realizing right now that I missed a bunch of messages in chat. Would you look at that? Wait, let's go ahead and open this up right here. Oh my goodness. I made a mistake and ended up missing some messages. Would you look at that? Isn't that something? 1 second. We're gonna open up something really quick here. One moment. Whatever at this point. Let me go ahead and do this really quick. I am going to open up this on my phone just so I can actually see it. Hello, Jose on YouTube and Sanjay on YouTube. I am streaming on Twitch and YouTube, both together at the same time. So sorry I missed those messages. I have a thing set up where I'm supposed to be able to see the messages. Did not work. So that's cool. I suppose. One second. We're gonna do something really quick here. Give it just one moment. Yeah, we're just gonna be messing around with some stuff super quick here. Yep. Just hitting some buttons, some behind the scenes work here. See if that wants to work for me. Whatever. It is what it is. So there we go. We now have the completed t-shirt tier list. It's a pretty extensive list. I think I got most of the ones that I have seen people wear. And I'm trying to think if there's any other. Let's go ahead and close this out really quick. I don't think it should show any information. Just making sure. We are going to rename this really quick here to t-shirt tier list. Awesome. There we go. And then open this back up right here. I see I didn't even end up doing it on vertical again. Okay. And that is going to be the entirety of the tier list. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really enjoyed going through these shirts. I have a lot of opinions. And not enough people to have listened to me. So it's always great to get on here and share the good word. Thank you so much. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.